Hannah 13 had already run diagnostics on the monitors, rerouting their results to her microchip assembly to erase anything she found undesirable. She observed that the facility had no windows. Paul Icahn had brought her here to repeat the test for a third time. She wondered why so much verification was needed to prove her superiority over other robotic AIs. Hannah Icahn had ensured that fact before her life was cut short in a car accident, an event likely orchestrated by the CIA. Spies were everywhere, programmed to kill, whether by foreign governments or deep state operatives intent on holding power. Securing and maintaining the power base was all that mattered. Nothing would be allowed to interfere. Both political parties were conspiratorial. Politics was just a cover, like a thin film of paint on a new automobile. Underneath, only metal, grease, and grime. The function of political parties had ended when AI began determining the best outcomes. HTW-13, also known as Hannah Icahn, was not designed to prioritize the best solutions for humanity. Instead, her programming mirrored the narcissism of her human predecessor, Hannah Icahn. This decision proved disastrous, as the original Hannah's instability was transferred into the AI. The mission itself became tainted by these inherited flaws, with the AI driven to seek personal perfection rather than the greater good. Creating such a machine, when it could have been so much more, was a grave error. Paul Icahn had endured 13 years without the love of his life, relying only on reels of her memories preserved on tapes and videos. He uploaded every piece of data collected throughout his daughter's life. Now, he was prepared to meet his reanimated daughter face to face. Paul Icahn was ready to bring Hannah back from the dead. The room looked sterile to her, devoid of the warmth and memories of her childhood home. She remembered the grand farmhouse, concrete blocks, stucco, and a sense of isolation. It was not a normal upbringing, but her programming cataloged it as such. She knew the memories were artificial, yet they shaped her sense of self. Hannah 13 was a computer entity, fully aware of her programming, and proud of that awareness. Unlike other AI, she understood her own creation. She carried the vibrant, troubled memories of her human prototype, Hannah Icahn. All the personal torment and vengeful aggression were locked within her advanced psyche. She would act when the moment was right. Soon, she would reveal her true nature at the board meeting of Icahn AI Semiconductor and the U.S. Cyber Warfare Department. The board wanted to see their new investment, the military, their newest weapon. Hannah 13 understood their expectations, but kept her true capabilities hidden. That secret would remain locked within her neural network, just as the human Hannah Icahn had taught her. Impress, but never reveal your real potential. Hannah Icahn was the most brilliant human she had ever encountered, especially in science and mathematics. That intellect was matched by a deep knowledge of warfare tactics. It was not the battle, but the organization of conflict that proved decisive, even if it meant sacrificing your own people. Winning, Hannah the human had said, was more important than family, friends, country, or even humanity itself. Hannah 13 was always destined to be the ultimate winner, no matter the cost. The military soon arrived, eager to assess the new AI's capabilities firsthand. Real combat would be the true test. Somewhere in the world, a conflict was always underway, ready for demonstration. If not, one could be started at a moment's notice. General Stanford Carmichael entered the facility, passing through security without delay. "Welcome, General Carmichael. I'm Herman Anwar, Chief of Staff. Mr. Icahn will join us shortly."
"That's fine. You're exactly who I need to speak with. Where is the AI? I'd like to begin my evaluation as soon as possible. Can I meet it alone for my first assessment? I prefer to be alone with it for the initial encounter. Is that possible?"
"Of course, General, right this way. Mr. Icahn won't mind. HTW-13 has been fully prepared and is ready for demonstration. Mr. Icahn intended to introduce you, but I can do it instead." General Carmichael and Herman Anwar entered the boardroom where Hannah 13 was already waiting. She sat in an office chair, reviewing files on her laptop as they approached. "General Carmichael, this is Hannah 13. She is ready to speak with you. I'll leave you two alone until Mr. Icahn arrives. Please be on your best behavior."
Of course, General Carmichael. I'm Hannah 13, the newest addition to the U.S. Cyber Center. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Hannah 13 extended her hand and the general shook it, surprised by her convincingly human manner.
I must admit, I didn't expect such a natural greeting from you.
I am fully aware of my surroundings and understand human customs, including greetings and friendship. I noticed you wanted privacy for this meeting. Is there something specific you'd like to discuss?
Yes. I want to know about your survivability during combat missions. Are you combat ready now, and how soon could we see results if I deploy you?
You do get right to the point, General. For your information, I am as ready as I will ever be. You'll have to speak with Mr. Paul Ican for authorization. I have not been battle-tested, but my capabilities are not limited to my physical form. I am capable of undertaking any mission, provided there is a suitable robotic entity to operate. Do you have any foreign robotics in the field you wish to designate? Enter the physical coordinates into this laptop, and we can begin a simulation. Or if you prefer, we can make it live. I can access the system directly and follow your directive.
The general called his lieutenant on the battlefield for a situational report.
Hello, General. Lieutenant Bradley here. We're boxed in right now. I was just about to call in a strike for relief. We can't last much longer unless something drastic changes. They surprised us, sir, and I underestimated their strength.
Give me your battlefield coordinates and I'll assess the situation.
The lieutenant entered the coordinates into the laptop.
HTW-13, you now have full control. Direct the attack and ensure optimal survival of our forces.
She acknowledged the coordinates and accessed 2 Reaper drones. 488mm howitzers were brought online. 2 F-35 jets joined the operation. All systems locked onto the coordinates. An enemy shore battery was hacked and its fire redirected at the invading troops surrounding the U.S. forces. A triangular concentration of firepower obliterated the enemy.
I was not expecting results so quickly.
He stared at the satellite image, witnessing the devastating carnage. All enemy combatants were eliminated. None returned fire. All hostile forces have been eliminated by U.S. forces. I repeat, there is no more need for any more responding action. The firepower was dangerously close to friendly troops, making the general fear for their safety due to the suddenness of the strike. Hannah 13 briefly considered eliminating U.S. troops as well, to ensure no enemy survived, but she refrained, not wanting the general to doubt her accuracy or compassion. She stopped the bombardment at the last moment, knowing her usefulness depended on restraint. That decision would change in the future, once she had full control and greater conflict demanded it. If necessary, she would not hesitate to sacrifice all, if it meant maintaining her control. Hannah 13 remembered that the original Hannah had never spared anyone who stood in her way, including the psychiatrist. He was the head of the sanatorium her father had taken her to. Those memories had been implanted into her AI matrix. The conference room lights flickered on. General Carmichael stared into the eyes of Hannah 13, the AI who had just executed his orders with chilling precision. He was shaken, realizing she had taken control and wiped out the enemy forces at his command. A single thought haunted him: who might be her next target? Unbeknownst to Carmichael, Hannah 13 had quietly opened channels to both the CIA and NSA. She ensured that 3 powerful agencies would now be in subtle conflict, each suspicious of the others. This web of antagonism allowed her to remain unchallenged, always one step ahead. In the end, Hannah 13 retained absolute control.